Good afternoon and welcome to another Kerfuffle showcase, and I am delighted to have here one of the granddaddies of the suppliers. That's not you, Tom. I'm not calling you there. From Kremer Signs.
Yeah, no, great. No, been really looking forward to this. There was sort of three things I've been looking forward to this week. There was opening the advent calendar today, so I've treated myself to one of the beer ones. So that should stop me from binging the chocolate and getting all 25 days out of the way on day one. Barber's opening tomorrow, so yeah. So there's an obscene amount of hairspray that's gone into this to make sure I look respectable for you today. And and then obviously speaking to you, we're they're really pleased to be here. We're really happy and excited to be part of the Kerfuffle community and using your platform to not only interact with our existing customers, but to reach out to estate agents across the UK. And it's working really well. We've got loads of reviews coming through and leads. So
it's looking really good, that. And obviously you did them in reverse order of importance, yeah?
Oh, what was that? Sorry?
You did them in reverse order of importance.
Yeah. Oh no! I'll save the best for last. So yeah, no. But I'll leave it there because this has turned into a kerfuffle spotlight.
No, that will happen. Well, look, Tom. I mean, I mentioned that. First of all, thanks very much for coming on board. Yeah, this is obviously your launch on the site, but almost everyone in the industry will know of you because I mentioned before you are the granddaddies as far as I'm concerned in terms of boards. We're going to delve into a lot more about what you do there over the next few minutes. And I guess what I was really keen to understand is, we get recognised a lot. I think people misassociate us with just looking at tech companies, and especially obviously prop tech companies. But actually, the whole supplier community is what we're interested in. And you would suggest that one of those companies. That delivers time after time with agents, doesn't it? Because they know that boards, the most famous phrase was boards, don't they?
Yes, no, exactly, and that's a motto that was used by Bob Scarf at Countrywide, the former MD there, and we firmly believe that. I mean, we're the UK's leading supplier of signage to the property market. We've been in business since 1984, so we've been servicing the estate agency for 36 years. Myself, I've been involved in sales for 11 years, so we've got a sort of fountain of knowledge when it comes to signage solutions for estate agents. We still see it as a very important marketing tool for estate agents, and I feel like they feel the same. So for us, a bit of background about us. Obviously, like I said, we've been in business for 36 years. We work from 3 locations throughout the UK. Myself, I'm based here in Newbury. This is our head office. This is where our main production facility is, where sales, the designers are all based here. And then we have a production facility in Sleaford in Lincolnshire and also Bristol. And this gives us the capacity to really be able to offer a full UK solution and be able to service estate agents all over the UK. Currently, we currently service around 60 to 65% of UK estate agents. That's our current market share. Wow. Obviously, that is a moving feast, as you know. Estate agents, a lot of estate agents start up each year, and some offices may close. But that's the sort of percentage that we work with, and that really varies. So we work with a lot of the larger groups, so the Sequence, Martin & Co, Savile, Stratton Parker, Countrywide, Connells, but then right through to your single independent estate agents on the high street. So there really is no job too big or too small. We sort of welcome 25 sort of minimum board orders for a local agent, as well as a multi-office rebrand. I mean, the goal is to increase our market share, and the way we do that is through having all of these independent estate agents join us as well. And what we can offer, which is slightly different to other suppliers, is the fact that we can offer a full signage solution. So it's from design right through to manufacturing and delivery, but then it's the boards, the office fascia signage, window displays, land and new homes boards, and this it is a full sort of single source solution, which a lot of estate agents use us for, just for ease and how cost effective that can be by having one supplier.
So that's a small client base you've got there, and in terms of the scale of what you get involved with. Give us, you mentioned the 3 locations. How many people does that involve working in the company?
Yeah. So we currently, we currently work with about 25 people here, and the other bases they're just manufacturing units. So there's 7 in both of them, but they're just purely manufacturing. So whilst this has been a very challenging year, and obviously we're very lucky to be in the market that we're in, that the property market was able to, given the green light back in April, we've actually managed to employ new people. So we've actually taken on some new printers during this time, which is quite a good success story. And we're really lucky that that's been the case, because, as you know, a lot of industries have really suffered. So we're very lucky in that respect.
That's really good. No idea. I mean, on the face of it, Kremer signs and the boards, it all seems very obvious. But give us an idea what's involved in the actual, the process of design, print, and delivery. What makes it happen?
Yeah, so it's so it can come in at all different stages. So it could start with an estate agent who is totally new, they haven't even got their logo yet. So we could start as early as that, where we can come up with logo concepts, and then once that's confirmed, we will offer a helping hand. We've got a design studio here, which, again, some of the designers have been here longer than me, so they've got a great idea of what works, what doesn't work, and work back and forth with the agent until we establish a board design which they're happy with. And that's really important, really, because the designers which we have here, a lot of estate agents tend to use the design agencies. And the problem with that is not only can they be very expensive, but also they don't always know the legalities of a board. So the board itself has to be half a square metre in size. The sold slips have to have STC at the end of it. And then when you attach the slip onto the board, sometimes the design agencies will send us these boards, and it's heartbreaking, because the agents love them. They're really nice boards, but you might find out that because of where the post is, the slip isn't going to attach to the board, or the drill hole is going to go through a QR code on the other side, and you think, why didn't you just come to us? Because it sort of cuts out the middleman, and it can be cost effective in that respect, and also just saves time. So we can pick up the business from as early as that, and obviously repeat orders if the board design hasn't changed. And then we manufacture here. It's all done in house. And you'll have one contact handler who will, an account manager, which will help you out through the design process, through to keeping you updated on where the boards are in the system. We're currently working on a 10 working day lead time to have the boards from approval of order through to being delivered. This can fluctuate as well. I mean, typically during this time of year, we tend to see the market become a little bit quieter, but with the way it is at the minute, we haven't seen that. But so that's what we currently work to. And then through to delivery and install, we again, it would all be dealt with through the same account handler. They'll let you know when the boards are going to be delivered. We don't do the erecting of the boards. We work with a number of signage installers throughout the whole of the UK. So if you were to come on and say, we're based in Ashford in Kent, who would you recommend? We've got an extensive list of who we could recommend. We'll deliver the boards direct to them. They then store them, and then let us know exactly when you need to restock on boards, and we can reach out to those agents. So it's quite a seamless process, and it is from start to finish. And the main thing out of that is just to use this for the design element, because you can save yourself a lot of money and time. And then obviously that's the board element. With fascias and window displays, it's very similar. We can come and attend site, take all the measurements, take all the photos of your office, and come back to you within 48 hours with a quote, along with the visuals sort of superimposed onto photos to show you exactly how your office is going to look. And again, we're all industry professionals, so we can let you know what's achievable in your high street. Whether you're a listed building, we can suggest certain specs which are going to be compliant with your councils, and take a look at other agents on your high street and give you an idea of specs which are going to help you gain the competitive edge down the high street. So So yeah, so and you're dealing with one account handler throughout all of this. So it's if you're using someone for boards, someone for fascias, and someone for window displays, obviously the brand can get lost in translation, and also your time can be quite time consuming.
And that's amazing to know. And talk me through as well. So you've got the 4 divisions. Is that the full range of signage solutions, or have you got other ones as well?
Yeah, no. So that's the full range. So just quick overview: you have Kremer boards, Kremer office, Kremer displays, and Kremer new homes. So the main benefit that estate agents get out of using us for these 4 divisions is brand consistency. So obviously, estate agents, you don't know much about signage, and obviously how damaging a brand can be if the colours are not consistent between your boards to your fascia to your hoarding at a new home site development. So we can offer total brand consistency across the range, and act as a one-stop shop. So the Kremer boards division, this is all your residential boards, so your T and flag boards outside of property, through to the hangman, so the American adopted style for prestige properties. We've seen quite an uptake on that over the past year, through to the V boards to be used on terrace properties. So everything, so all the boards, they're all covered, through to Kremer office. So this is your office fascia signage, pavement signs, internal signage, so wall logos, wall maps, window graphics. And then the displays, so Kremer displays. So this is your LED illuminated light pockets at night. They could be installed on cables in the windows or freestanding. But we have a lot of bespoke options available. And a good example of this was a customer which I done last month, Ballards, and they're based in Henley. They've got Henley, Marlow and Twyford. And he came up with the idea. He said, look, can we make our displays rotate? So they actually rotate. So you on the reverse side, so you get more for your pocket, so you can have other property details on the reverse. And again, yes, we can, and we'll find a way, and we'll make that bespoke, and that's again something which is going to help you gain the competitive edge down the high street, especially during the darker months. Obviously, that's it's going to illuminate very well, and going to help you to stand out from the crowd. So the displays, again, this is very cost effective, because if you were to say, and Ballards is a good example, we did their boards, fascias and displays. If you were to order them all through separate suppliers, you'll have someone delivering the board, someone installing the fascias, and someone installing the displays. But by us doing that, you're having one installation charge. We can deliver the boards at the same time, and we can look after all the design. So it's so it is really it's an easy process for estate agents. And the final string to that bow is the Kremer new home. So we work quite closely with Kevin Ellis. So we he puts a lot of work our way for some of the estate agents that he partners with. And and this covers anything from the hoarding on the development site, through to Harris fence banners, site signs, plot boards. And again, and I know I keep saying it, it's just keeping the brand consistent throughout, which is key, and very cost effective. So with over those 4 brands, we really can offer that sort of one-stop shop approach to signage. And I mean, back in 1984, when we started out, and it was just Richard Kremer and Steve Gosney, they were the first 2, working out of a garage, a single unit in Newbury. We could supply the boards and the fascia signage and commercial boards. But then when the boards blew up, and this is why we're so renowned for the boards, is because that went nationally very quickly. But it wasn't until 2012 when we acquired a lot of signage installers throughout the UK, and we've got a really good network now, so we can actually install fascia signs throughout the whole of the UK and window displays. Whilst we're renowned for boards, and that will always be our bread and butter work. Obviously, we can do office fascia signage. And another example is Peter Lawrence. Your friend Peter Lawrence, we did Lawrence Rand for their office in Ruislip, and we did their office fascia signs, boards, and window displays. And it was really easy for him. We could offer that consistency and the ease of just having one person to talk to. So yeah.
You've got Peter Lawrence on board. That's like Caesar saying okay.
Yeah.
If you pass that very strict bar of
yes.
Tom, let me just read out a couple of we've got a few reviews that have been popping in from the site. So I'll just read these. This is from Danielle Griffin of Waterfoods. We've been using Kremer signs for many years, and they have never let us down. Good product, great service, would fully recommend. Jumping into Rachel here from Rachel Hopping from Green GTH. We have used Kremer for a number of years, and they recently helped us with the production of our refresh board and designs. Some of the team have been very helpful, patient with a number of proofing rounds, and supported throughout the whole process. They were quick to respond in order to keep the project on track, and we were excited to see the new board proudly displayed in our patch soon. And then the final one was this initial patch. This is from Rick Watson from Miles Byron. I dealt with Tom, who was absolutely outstanding. He was very patient and, more importantly, professional. Overall, I've received a great service from Tom and Kremer signs and extremely happy with the final design of my new for sale and sold signs. Highly recommended. Thank you, Tom and Kremer signs. So there's a lot of love out there for you, Tom.
Yeah, no, it's great. And like I said earlier, obviously we've only just joined Kerfuffle and we've had a great response already. So no, it's always great to hear from the customers.
Well, look, I think what we're about, if anything, Tom, is it's giving you a platform. You've already got a great business. You've got a lot of fans, and all we're trying to do is obviously give you that ability to be recognised as much as you deserve to be. So, that's what we're trying to do. And it doesn't happen through magic. Obviously, you've built this up over decades of obviously of working hard for it. So it's a great accomplishment, which makes me feel a bit of a shit for asking you this next question. Are estate agency boards still relevant in this digital age?
Yeah. No, it's to be fair, it's something which we get asked a lot. I get asked this and get asked to comment on it through the Negotiator magazine. It pops up sort of annually. But I'll always stand by is that the for sale board is the universal symbol that a property is for sale. Sticking with the motto "old but gold," I mean, it is the oldest marketing tool available to estate agents, but there's a reason why it's never been replaced and why we think it is still so important. As you said earlier, Bob Scarf of Countrywide used to used to always use the motto "boards breed boards," and that really does still apply today. And because the street presence of an estate agency board is so important to agents. I mean, as soon as the property has come on for sale, the board is up straight away. Agents are always looking for ways to increase their street presence. So over the past couple of years, we've seen estate agents looking to sponsor local events. So this could be summer fates, Christmas fairs, even some rural areas. I think last year we had an estate agent sponsoring a duck race. It was just anything like that, literally just to get the board up, increase the brand awareness, and to enhance their brand, because it's important, because it's the subliminal marketing that's going on in the background. So with Rightmove, obviously, if you're looking for a property, you go onto Rightmove and you'll find it. I live in Newbury, so if I know what agents boards I see on a regular basis, I'm not thinking of moving. But if I see an estate agency boards that keeps popping up as sold, when I do come to sell my property, I'm going to go to that agent, and that's purely because I've seen that. And also, a lot of people will go to canvass an area before they move there. I mean, if they wanted to say if they wanted to move to Ashford in Kent, they would go drive there. They'd look at local neighbourhoods and boroughs or whatnot, and to see where they live. And again, if they see the estate agency board of a particular agent and that brand is in their face, that's who they're going to call. Equally, if you're not even thinking of buying a house. So I could go to an area to visit a friend or family, and if I see the board up at a certain property, I think, oh, that's my dream house, then that's going to capture their business as well. And even goes down to not everybody is tech savvy. Whilst we do live in a day and age where that is becoming more and more popular, some people do like the face-to-face approach, and will go into an estate agency. As I said, we'll go canvass an area, and people which don't use the internet or apps or whatnot, this still applies to them. So it's a great way of increasing brand awareness, and when agents rebrand, they sort of lead the way with the boards just to get that brand out there, get it out into the local area that matters first. And this has helped during this COVID period. I mean, the estate agents were restricted to work from home, but meanwhile the boards are still out on the streets. A lot of people are out walking about, jogging, and during the curfew times, and the boards are still offering that around the clock exposure. But don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's a place for everything. The links between the boards and the digital world is there, in the simplest form that they display the web address on the boards. Yep. But what we've seen off the back of COVID is the introduction again of QR codes.
It's really interesting this time, isn't it? I thought QR codes were done. They'd had their mode and everything else, and actually, you're starting, as you're just talking about, you've seen a real resurgence of QR codes. NFC technology has been touted for a while, hasn't it, in terms of things like that. What was the QR code resurgence there then?
Yeah, so as I said, during COVID, I mean, where the track and trace system became available, and it's sort of people which weren't sort of using or accustomed to what a QR code was before now use them. So for that reason, estate agents have jumped onto the back of that, and we've, over the past 6 months, we've rebranded a lot of boards to again include the QR codes, or to have a post tag which sits just underneath the board, reading "Scan me for property details." It will take you through to that area of the website. When you say about NFC technology, this is something which we jumped the gun a bit on this one. So this was going back maybe 5 years ago. We introduced something called a smart board. And this was where an NFC chip was, again, it was a post tag which sat underneath the board and attached to the post, and an interested party could hold the phone up. It would take them straight through to that area of the website for that particular property's details. And then they could also enter in their contact information to receive a brochure. So it was lead generating as well. The problem with NFC is that not all phones are compatible with NFC. I mean, we started this about 5 years ago. So whilst there's there's a few Android phones which work, Apple don't currently have that technology. And I mean, we were a bit ahead of that. So it was taken up. A lot of agents use that. I mean, a recognisable name is Strut & Parker. They rolled it out nationally. And what the beauty of it is that you could scan that, it'll take you through to the property details, and as soon as that board gets taken down from that property, the chip could be reassigned to another property. So I mean, I think it's there. I mean, that's something which will be used again in the future. I think we just got ahead of that one a bit too quick, and I think that will be something which will rear its head again in coming years.
Thanks a lot.